So compatibility is having harmony with one another where our characteristics match one another. So the big word, the buzzword of compatibility is that I got harmony with the person that I'm with. Compatibility has to do with things that we don't even think about. If both parties have kids, do we parent the same way? What about our finances? Do we put them together? Do we separate them? How does the checking account look? What about appearances? Because sometimes we don't even think about that you have to like the appearance of the other person. Is there too much that's wedged between us? Because many times we ignore red flags. And what those really are things that are showing you you're not compatible with this person. Your views on sex, do they match? Do you like the same things? Your views on your social circle, do you like the people that they hang out with? I mean, that has a lot to do with, that could be a wedge right there. Get my new book, The Compatibility Factor. I promise you, it would help you understand whether you're compatible with the person you're talking to. Get it right now, GregDavisShow.com, The Compatibility Factor.
Say hello, brothers. Wait for the video. Y'all, I'm recording. I'm trying to do it.
Oh, my bad. We are so off. We
Y'all
are so off.
so off.
We're not even working with you.
Good. Y'all ain't even working with me. Good evening, y'all. Happy Monday, whatever day you're watching this. This is number, hold on, 118. This
Yes.
is show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, week 118. All right. And if I would say I don't feel no worse tired, I'd be lying. Welcome everybody. Good to have y'all. I'm Greg Davis, Bishop Greg Davis, whatever you want to call me. Tonight, it is When the Right One Comes, the men's edition online. There's an Atlanta version now too, and so this is our online version. And I'm glad to have all of y'all. It's gonna be a great conversation. We got some great brothers that's in the. What happened to Mike? Oh, they come. Who's missing? Is that
Cassius.
everybody?
Cassius.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's just missing from camera.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Right. But welcome everybody. Glad to have y'all. If you would invite and share, our first person tonight that waited at 816, Carmen Dunbar. 822, Rotunda Hayes. Grab those, Angelica. There we go. Carmen Dunbar. Next one. Rotunda, 822. Teresa Bryant, 824. Charmaine K, 824. Teresa Bryant. Oh, there you go. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Samilia. I mess her name every week. I'm sure I mess it up. 842. Miss Jacqueline, 902. Daphne, 903. Tiffany Garth, 920. Julia, 931. Carolyn Hayes, 936. Regina, 945. Deborah, 940. Y'all be on here early. Kirsten, Janet, 953. And then, bam, Dee Dee at 10 o'clock. Welcome, everybody, to When the Right One. You saw my commercial for my book, my new book. It is pre-order, The Compatibility Factor. If you have not gotten it, hey, I think I got about 30 books left, pre-order to sign. Talks about spiritual beliefs, parenting roles, social circle, career goals, appearances, finances, all those things. Compatibility is being in harmony, as you heard the commercial say, and also being able to meet in the middle to make it happen. So the compatibility factor is out. I was running around packing. Well, you made it. Hey, y'all. Go invest. www.gregdavidshow.com. And also, I got the t-shirt on, Wes. I mean, look, the hoodie.
The
The
hoodie, yeah.
compatibility.
Nice.
Compliments of Angelica's company and, the compatibility factor. All right.
Dope.
Those are not for sale yet, but just promo. But we got some new gear when the right one comes. I am the right one, and all those various things that out. GregDavisShow.com. Hello, Angela. Welcome. If y'all would do me a favor, brothers and sisters, everybody, do like I'm about to do. Let's share the broadcast tonight. Let's share the broadcast because sharing is caring. Let's share the broadcast on tonight. Let me find it. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Brother Wes, would you do me a favor tonight? Introduce everybody tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want to get started with that now while we're sharing?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, oh boy, this guy here. So this is a brother who needs no introduction. Michael Claiborne, also known to many of you as Prophet Claiborne. Also known to many of the ladies in the audience as I'm not going to even say it. Talk to us, Michael. Say good evening to everyone tonight.
I was like, if he do it, I'm gonna give him back. Good evening tonight to my fans. You forgot that part, sir. You know I got some fans out there. To my fans.
Yes, we hear. That's what we've heard. And also to next to Claiborne, we have the truth teller, the person who's going to give you the raw and uncut, whether you like it or not, whether you asked for it or not. At least it's his truth. Hubert Roberts, hailing from ATL. Talk to us, brother.
What's going on? Good evening, everyone. Here in When the Right One Comes men's edition. I'm ready for another good truth-telling show tonight. Look forward to conversing with these brothers.
All right. And we will move to I don't know if he's the youngest on the panel. I think he might be the no. That would be I think Josh is. You're the youngest, right, Josh? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
So-
I'm the one that's closer to my prime than the rest.
I'm the youngest and the most handsome, but I'll let him have it.
Right. Well, we will move to the brother who usually speaks my heart. If I knew the English had as great of a command of the English language as he does, I would be a better man. But the young brother Cassius, talk to us, brother.
What's up, beautiful people? Glad to be here with my fellas once again. Missed y'all last week. Was doing the family thing with the kiddos out trick-or-treating. So good to see you fellas again. It's your Man Crush Mondays, ladies. So shout out, show us some love, tap in on all the social medias, share and like. Back over to you, Wes.
And to my next brother, the honorable, the soft-spoken brother Gregory, the not the Gregory, the one and only Gregory, but the next Gregory in the room, Gregory Bloomfield. What is your name, brother?
Bloomfield. Gregory
Bloomfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bloomfield Ting is the Jamaican part of me, you know. But
Oh.
anyway, Bloomfield Ting, you know. But my name is Gregory Bloomfield. What's up, Claiborne? Well, go on. What's going on, everybody? Shout outs to all the beautiful people in the room. Let's have a wonderful show, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Now, next to Gregory is the stylish brother from Florida, hailing from Florida, Nehemiah. Talk to us, brother.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody is well on this fine Monday. Go out to vote tomorrow.
Amen.
There you go.
Let's have a good show.
And next to him, or below somebody, my brother hailing from Louisiana, my Louisiana brother from the boot, Joshua Bingham. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
I knew it. All right. Bishop Greg Davis at the top. How do you want to proceed, brother?
All right. Thank you, Wes. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let you
You're
help
welcome.
me. I had already shared that, which I appreciate you. Welcome, everybody. Hey, those of y'all that's new, put in new if it's your first time, and do what our sister said on the screen a little while ago, and that is make sure. She's so toxic. make sure that you like. That's the thumbs up on the YouTube. Make sure you hit that like on YouTube and share. All right, if you're on YouTube, and if you're on, are you drinking out of your water? Compatibility factor. Like and share on Facebook also. All right. And if you're new, if it's your first time, let me know. Louisiana, stand up. And as Nehemiah said so profoundly, thank you for saying that. Make sure you got and vote. If you have not voted, go and vote. I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but if you're in Atlanta, vote for the preacher. If you're in Atlanta, vote for the woman. All right. All right. That's all I'm going to say. Atlanta, vote for the preacher. Atlanta, vote for the woman. And if you're in Detroit, vote for Big Gretch in Michigan.
Yes,
That's
sir.
our Big Gretch. All right. All right. You voted good. Tonight we're talking about say it with your chest. Candace Parker is our writer. And behind the scenes, sitting in from our Linda tonight is the beautiful Angelica. The beautiful Candace Parker writes for us. It's a team thing, all right? I just ask the questions, and the men, they bring it to pass. Show number 118. Okay, Angela Taylor, Craig Campbell, new, welcome. Who else is new? Stand up if you're new. All right, Wes, sit down. And he got great sweatpants on. He's showing off tonight.
He thought he was slick. He knew what he was doing.
He's trying to stand up with that great sweatpants.
He think he's slick. He think ain't nobody else up here got no game but him. We know what you're doing.
Hey. Great shorts.
What kind of?
Get him, Bishop. Get him, Bishop.
I got on great sweatpants, but I'm married, so I'm just sit my tail down.
There you go.
Hey, I'm on your side, Nehemiah.
Don't let me get up and turn backwards.
What in the world is
Wait, what is
No,
what?
I had to let the thirst trapping go, Nehemiah. I don't want no smoke.
Hey, Ms. Brown, good to see you. Welcome, my friend. May, hello, May. Welcome. All right, we're gonna get started. If you've never tuned in before, this is a men's conversation about sex and women. We've been going for 118 weeks. This is the men's perspective. You can comment, but it's their perspective. And if you lean in, you will learn a lot about men and you can apply it. Watch this word I'm getting ready to say, Josh. You can make it applicable.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
You can
All
make
right.
it applicable to your life. All right.
It sounded like Cassius.
Right.
You can make it applicable to your life. All right. Fellas, y'all know it's over $1 billion of lottery money out here, right?
Yes, Lord.
And so let's just say you're in a relationship, right? A relationship, because y'all come back and ask me questions. It's a relationship. It's not a marriage. In a relationship. All right? y'all maybe dating between 6 months to a year, and you hit the $1 billion. All right, you win. How much of this money would you give your girlfriend?
Who?
Your girlfriend. You're in a relationship about 6 months or so. All right. How much would you give your girlfriend? She's not your wife. She's your girlfriend. All right.
Girlfriend.
She was with you when you bought the ticket.
I am. Oh, she's with me when I bought the ticket.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, that changes everything.
It changed everything because she was with you. She ain't give you none of the number.
Yeah, but here's the way I look at it is, if I'm on my journey, right, and I decide to go, so had I not shown up at the store, if she was not with me, if we didn't share whatever words we shared, I would have showed up at the store 20 seconds later, 30 seconds earlier, and therefore probably would have got a different set of numbers from the machine, unless I chose the numbers. Now, if I chose the numbers,
your good luck piece.
You chose the numbers.
not so much my good luck piece, but I'm being blessed in that moment. So to get $1 billion, and she's a part of my journey at that particular point, I'm probably splitting it with her in half.
Well, it was actually going. You took it all at once. It's only gonna be like what, 675 million, somewhere.
Yeah,
around.
whatever
right?
it is.
Gregory, is that about right? After taxes,
30%.
Depending on what state you're in, let's run with that number.
It's about 30% taxes.
Let's run with that for simplicity. But yeah, I mean,
okay. So Wes, you would give her $307 million for just being with you.
Yeah.
And would you expect her to stay with you?
Nope. She can go on that day. We can go our separate ways. She good. I'm good.
Just by her being with you on a date, and you say, "Hold on, baby, I want to go play the whatever, the jackpot." You're gonna give her half of your money.
Yep. Absolutely. Because think about that right there. If she says, if I have to say, hold on, let me go and play this thing. Everything is leading to that moment, right? And how am I going to disrespect the blessing of this, of what's not even mine yet, right? By being selfish and not giving someone who's a part of that part of the journey, right? Now, if it's all about the context is everything. If who said, she said, let's play a lot of it, but context is everything. If she's at home and it's a different thing, then that's a different conversation. But what I am, so at the very least, let me say this. Oh, but she's my girlfriend. Yeah, I'm splitting that thing, man. I'm not trying to block no more.
But you saying if she's home, it would be different. I'm confused.
Right.
I'm confused because if she's still your girlfriend, whether she's in the car or she's home, isn't she still your girlfriend? So wouldn't you go home?
Right. So here's my point. My point is simply that if she played a role in that part of my journey, whether she was with me when I got it, and so therefore, because she's with me, like that timing is everything, unless I pick these numbers. But maybe she was at home and I picked the numbers. Maybe she encouraged me. But you're right. I'm glad you said that. I'm going back home and I'm giving a half.
Maybe
and it's just whatever you want to
drop you off.
If y'all believe this, I got some land down in Georgia.
Some swampland.
I'm telling you.
I thought I was gonna be the one that
you're not capping. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
Not at all. I promise you, not at all.
I thought
you trying to get Wes. They already like you with your shirt off, man. They like the commercial you did for me. You ain't got you kissing up.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you how I roll. That's always how I move.
Claiborne, he lied.
Hey man, I'm clear about this one.
I thought he's beating me out on this one, and I thought that I would be the one. Y'all know we know Claiborne going, but Wes, half?
Yeah, I'm clear about it.
I don't want to lose
not
my
mine. It's not even mine.
But Bishop, she gonna
okay,
get,
who I go next?
She gonna get something, but she's not gonna get half. She gonna get something, and it depends on 6 months is a different amount of money, and a year is another different amount of money. So you said 6 months to a year. So I'm gonna base it off the two numbers. 6 months is a different situation. In a year, you've been hanging out a minute. You know, you made it a year, so you definitely would get more. But half, and you ain't a wife, half.
You know what?
Josh, I feel more like you.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
You already know what you
what did you get when last time I got paid?
Nothing.
That's what you about to get now. If you ain't get nothing out my last check, you ain't about to get nothing out the girlfriend.
Listen, it also depends on how that relationship is, because that lottery winnings might be your ticket out of the relationship. Because if you trifling and I'm not happy in that relationship and I win that money, we breaking up. So therefore you ain't getting nothing. But you know, so we have to, that's the assumption that needs to be made in that relationship as well. But to be honest with you, good or bad, I
mean, you might get better date experience.
Maybe you might
go on trips and stuff like that, but
you're not getting half. You know what I mean? You might have bought the ticket for me. I may reimburse you the $2, but you know, I don't.
Wow.
I don't like half.
Wow. That nigga had that in you, Gregory. Whoa.
That's my guy right there.
He sound like Hubert over there.
Hey, Bishop. Hey, Bishop. Hey, his people ain't show up yet.
My people are here.
The Saturday here, Josh. The Saturday crew ain't in here.
They ain't here yet.
3 of them are in here. Shout out, fellas.
They ain't the right one.
Greg, DJ,
Josh, they be like,
they ain't the right one. That's them stragglers. This the stragglers.
10% goes to God.
Hey, Josh, these the cool guys.
These the guys that sit in the back of the church.
Yes.
They get in late after Friday night.
Yeah, this ain't powerful.
Yep.
Oh man.
Shout out Sierra, she there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there they go. SDA here. Oh God.
Oh Lord, but it
I told you they coming.
So
what is she?
What she wants? Someone. I wouldn't expect none of her money.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't expect none. I was with her. She didn't pick no numbers. I didn't pick no numbers. I probably would, Josh, go a little further than you. I'd give her a few million. That's not gonna hurt when you got $700 million. That's like some thousands.
I would give her something. Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I'll put it in a trust or a saving account that they should get if we get married.
Which is
get married.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, I just like cashing you out just because you the girlfriend. Nah, you know what though?
With all that money, you would not give us $1 million.
I would. She would get something because by nature having more money, you're gonna want to do more. You're gonna go on trips, right? You're gonna go on shopping sprees. So
so she changing her life, definitely. You definitely doing that.
Yeah. So if it's 700 million. Yeah, 10% of 700 million is still 70.
70 million. Not 10.
Absolutely not.
1%, Josh?
It's 7 million, right?
7 million. Yes.
So 1% is 7 million. Let's do a little negotiations. Gregory, you can fact check me on the accounting. I'm gonna go Gregory at 0.3%.
What is that?
What is that?
Hold on, just a second. It's the end of the night.
I know 1% is 7 million. Half of 1% is 0.5, so that's 3.5 million. So it's less than 3.5 million.
That's you right. You got it. You got it. That's right. You got it.
What is it, Gregory? Gregory, you can't hear you.
You're on mute, Gregory. 2.8. I said it got to be less than 3.5%. What is it? 3.5 million. What is it?
Wait. What are the numbers?
0.03.
0.3% of what?
0.3% of 700 million. I know it's less than 3.5 million.
Less than 3.5 for sure. It's probably 2.6.
I'm off the clock, man.
2.6.
Wait. 7 million.
700 million.
700 million. Okay.
Yes.
Keep
0.3% of 700 million. That should be around what, 3 million? No less.
Of 0.3% is $210,000.
No.
Of 700 million?
700 million. Hold on. You said 700 million. I'm tired. Yo.
He said my business hours.
We've reached the math section of when the right one comes.
I'm thinking, yeah.
You said 0.03%, right?
No. 0.3%, not 0.03%.
0.3%.
This is easy. 3%
Yes,
of
of
100,000 is three.
I misheard you. Hold on.
Then drop a zero in front of it, multiply times
0.3%.
7,
Y'all
and you
got-
got
y'all
that.
got-
It's like
$1 million.
200.
What is it? What is it, Gregory?
$2.1 million.
There we go.
2.1.
That's what she gonna get.
That's
That's
what
what she
I
gonna
said.
get.
I
There we
said
go.
that. So you mean
There
to
we
tell
go.
me no woman? You mean to tell me a woman would turn that down? She's a millionaire.
She's a
But she wouldn't turn
2.1.
it down.
What do you mean she?
Right,
What she gonna break up with you?
Hey,
if you don't like
Hey
it?
Bishop. I'm going down to 0.2%.
Hey,
You know what? And you say I'm cheap, Bishop.
I would
tell you,
give it
That's
for $3
$1.4
million.
million,
Guess what
John.
else I would do? I'd probably buy her a house and a car.
that's what I was getting ready to
That's what I
say,
was
Bishop.
thinking.
What?
too.
Hey,
You took it
that's
right-
0.
you took
Point,
the
that's
word.
0.3%. There you
That's-
go, right there.
But it all
I'm
No,
not-
no, I would do that in addition to giving her some cash, and that would be whether we stay together or not.
Yeah, y'all way too generous. So
What the?
I don't
I
care
mean,
how
what
much
that,
it is.
that's not going to cost. I mean, so
It ain't about the money.
$700 million. You
It-
gonna
it
miss?
ain't-
If the
It ain't about the
relationship
money.
is bad,
You changing her life.
I'll
It
reimburse.
ain't about. Listen,
But if
listen.
the relationship's good,
Listen.
yeah, give her a little.
Because if y'all ask the ladies the same question, they ain't finna run it up.
Nope.
No
So-
way.
So I'm just gonna put it to you like this. I don't care how much it is. She gonna be like the homie that's like the best friend to the athlete. As long as you with me, you
going
get to
on
drink
trip.
bottles when I turn up. As long as you with me, you might get a purse when I run up a bag, when I run up a tab. You know what I'm saying? I might chunk you a little, you know what I'm saying, a $2,500 Louis Vuitton when I just dropped 50 racks. If we going out and I'm turning up, you can have a couple shots.
Let me tell you what's.
And
Let me
then,
tell you exactly.
hold on, Wes, let me finish. And in regards to what you might get as a parting gift, the best you're going to get, the absolute best you're going to get is I'll pay all your debts. And what Bishop said, which is what I was going to say, I'll buy you a house, buy you a nice little car, get you where you got everything pretty stable and you don't have no debts. And then you can take care of the rest of yourself.
I just
Yeah,
want to tell you really quickly what's wrong with what you just
You're
said.
supposed to get you feel entitled to some milk, please.
This is what's wrong with what you said. So the problem with what you're doing is we understand what it's like to get to run into a gold digger or someone who's just with you for whether it's your status or what you can offer them in business or perhaps your money or a combination of those things. The problem is that chances are you met a woman who liked you genuinely and wasn't in it for those things. When you propose to her that you're gonna now take care of her as long as she's with you, you may very well have turned that person who was genuinely there into you. You've now baited them with something that makes their life better, but it hinges upon them being with you, and so you can start to create resentment. But at the same time, she'll just hang around. So you
Allow
will
me to
never
restate,
know.
as long as I'm with her. Allow me to restate. As long as I'm with
Right,
her.
but the point is that you'll never know who that woman truly is if you move in that manner with her.
I'm not gonna tell her that. It's not like I'm gonna say, as long as you with me, you get to reap these benefits. No, that's just what's gonna happen. Just like when you got a homeboy, which I'm sure some of us got some pretty wealthy family members or friends. I got a couple cousins that made it to elite. When I'm with them in their presence, money's not an object. They won't let me spend a penny. When I'm not with them, it's a different thing. So what I'm saying is if you with me, then I got you, just like I would have anybody else in my entourage, if you will. If we not together,
Oh, this nigga got an entourage, not because he is.
I'm saying like if you know what I'm saying, like if you typically have an entourage because you got a lot of money, you'd have a group of people. Yeah, that's all
I'll
I'm
say
saying.
this. If this is my girlfriend,
homeboys to an entourage. But Bishop, let me ask you one question because you and Cassius said the same thing. It helped me on the 6 months. The money part, I agree with you. Help me on the house. over a 6-month girlfriend?
Just because
I'll run it up.
it has nothing to do with her being my girlfriend. I just like helping people.
Okay, I'm just asking. I
And
just
I
trying
would make her life better because mine is, and whether she stay or not. What y'all don't understand, $700 million.
No, I agree with you. I just wanted to get a better
It's a
understanding.
lot. Thank you. $700 million is a lot of money.
It
That's to somebody that got that much money. That's like spending $1,000. Or I mean, that's nothing.
I agree with the money part.
Hey Bishop, so here's the thing,
And
like,
the house part.
how many girlfriends have we all had? Like, I'm not trying to be mean or
She just
disrespectful,
happened
but
to
you
be the right
said
one at the right time. Dog.
right, but you said girlfriend, right? And so I'm just saying, think about it. Even for the women who's turning up in the chat, think about how many boyfriends you've had or how many girlfriends you had. That's not a significant person. I wouldn't do any more for that person than I would any random person. I wouldn't give any random person millions, but I would do something nice, like maybe buy some random person a new car, maybe pay off a random person's house. I have a heart like that I would do that. So I would do the same for her. I would do something like buy her a house. I would do something like maybe buy her a car. Anything more than that is, and to expect anything more than that to me is just egregiously selfish, in my opinion. But I just wouldn't just because she's my girlfriend feel entitled to give her millions. No, I would be as kind and nice to her as I would any other random person.
Here's the thing.
Buy some businesses, and hire her. You gonna work.
Here's
Hubert,
the
did Hubert dive in?
No, he didn't.
Michelle Edwards made a really good comment, and I agree with her. Is that if
She did what?
first of all,
She did what?
she did. If
Michelle.
I'm in a good relationship with the person, so if we're in a bad relationship, you can get nothing. But if I'm in a good relationship with someone, what I would do instead of giving her cash, I would be pragmatic about it. I would say, okay, here are your debts. I would pay off your student loans. I'd pay off your mortgage. Because really, if we're talking about wealth, the real wealth is being debt free. If you make somebody debt free, you've helped them out a lot. So that is what I would do rather than buying assets and things like that. I would make sure that she's debt free.
We didn't hear from Hubert.
Yes, I've had time to think of a non-toxic answer.
Lord Jesus.
It is.
Oh Jesus.
She would have an automobile taken care of. She would be debt free. She would also have the option to move into a home that's a part of my real estate portfolio.
There we go.
Trust that my trust owns. There you go.
I would just want to remind. I want to say, go ahead, Bishop, and I just want to remind.
Hey, Wes, just give Wes. You just want to give this woman all your money. You give all your money.
That's what it sounds like.
I ain't giving
All
this
she
woman
gotta
all
do,
my
JB,
money.
is have some pretty toes, and she gonna get half of it.
Yeah, y'all.
Go ahead,
I'm not
Bishop.
gonna pay her. I'm not gonna pay her debt off. If I give you $2 million, you pay your own debt.
Yeah, you better pay your
No,
own
I'm
debt
not.
off.
No. Because here's the thing: is that not everybody is financially disciplined. I would rather.
That would
pay
be a
it off.
requirement. That would be a requirement.
Really, but I would just pay it directly. That's what I would do. 6 a dozen, 1/2 the same, right? So that's what I would do.
Okay. Wes, you were about to say. Cuban, that was good.
So I just want to say this.
That was the best non-toxic answer
So
you've ever had.
the thing I would just.
You frozen, Wes.
Rose?
You're tricking so
Oh,
hard.
So here's the thing.
You're frozen, Wes.
I just so can y'all hear
You
me?
stuck. No, God in it. God said not yet.
Go ahead, Wes.
God said,
right, so
God said, save some money, Negro.
Here's the thing. So as we go around the room, and I hear everybody being generous, and those sounds good. And I don't think no woman, matter of fact, no man, if a woman had wanted, would turn on any of those things, pay off debts, buy a house, whatever. Everyone would be thankful for those things. But it's just funny that we're talking about money that we did not earn. And as I hear us all talk about the things, the reasons why we would hold back and how we would make them be responsible and just give them just enough to get them started or have them good or whatever. It's funny though, because what if the lottery or what if God, if we go bigger, did the same with us when it came to the lottery? Okay, so instead of giving you 700 something million, I'm just gonna bless you with enough to pay your car. You're just gonna be $1 million winner
I'll take
Here we
that.
go, Lord.
I'm good with that.
I mean,
Well, I'm good with
like,
That's
that.
better than what I had going into
point
the
is
thing.
any one of you gentlemen, if I
$1
walked
million
into the
is somebody that ain't never had it.
right, which is my point, which is why if you get blessed with such a large amount, if I walked into the store with any one of you gentlemen, and
You gonna
I
give
went
me
and
half?
and we was just in them, and I would give you half. Why wouldn't I? We just won. I'd rather win with somebody than win alone, and then
Bro, I'm
have you.
giving you half,
You changed the
bro.
question
Half?
though, Wes. You changed
Half?
the question on us though.
No,
You changed the
no,
question on us.
I'm
That
just saying.
walking in, helping me pick the numbers is different.
Right.
But that's what I said about the girlfriend. So the girlfriend, if she's in my life in that way, it's just if I get blessed, we get
You don't
blessed.
even know
And
Okay,
her.
if
hold
she
on,
even,
JB. I got a
I
question.
gotta know her because I
Wes.
would.
Now you don't know after 6 months. Now I don't even know you. Y'all
Now you
know.
don't know it.
Wes,
Go ahead.
Right.
you know I love
Yeah.
you, bro. So let's say I make that trip to California. I come
Right.
kick it with you, show me around. We just so happen on a whim. I'm like, yo, Wes, let's run in here and get one of these lotto tickets, dog. We go in
Yeah,
here and
I
we get lotto tickets. You get your soda and your chips, and you buy your lotto ticket. I get my soda and chips, and you probably get some vegan stuff, but whatever. And then you hit the lotto, and you get 700.
good.
You finna give me half.
Give you half, dog. And now, if you won, I don't expect nothing from anybody.
No.
But if I won the lotto, I walked in there. Yeah, why
JB,
not?
come on, JB.
Stuart,
Am I foolish for not believing him?
Let me tell you.
Well, no, I think Wes is serious. I think Wes would do that. I don't think he's lying. I don't think he's lying.
But what am I? But wait, look, I just got free money. It ain't my money. So 700 million, even if it was 700,000,
You gonna give me 350?
yeah, it ain't mine. They just gave it to me.
Look what Michelle said.
You know what I'm gonna tell you? I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, if I'm Cassius, if we in the store and I say, hey man, help me pick these numbers,
That's different.
and I buy the ticket, I split half.
That's
Here we
different.
go.
Right?
Watch this, Josh. If we went in the store and we got our tickets right back to back, and we let the machine pick it for us, if you was in front of me and I win, if we had been in the reverse order, it would have happened differently.
Yeah, I
I
would.
might
That's
give you
different. But see, you adding all these little pieces in the story that change.
It doesn't
Yeah, I
change it for
would.
me. I'm just showing you
I
all
would.
of the reasons
Yeah,
that
I
might
would.
help make it make sense. But I just would.
Yeah,
It ain't my money.
No, it is my money because I just won it.
Nah. Right.
What you mean it's not my money? Hey, you give all your money. You give all your money to that woman you've been dating 6 months. I'm gonna give her 0.3%.
Hey, I'm gonna end it with what Michelle just said.
$1 million.
If God would have wanted her to win, he would have put it on her heart to buy her a ticket, and she would have won. I agree with you, Michelle, 100,000,000%. Even in your analogy where we bought tickets back to back, and yours happened to be the winning one.
Well, I know I'm not going to 7-Eleven with Cassius. Continue.
All right, next question. Y'all know women hate to be lied on. I mean, women hate to be lied to by men, although men do it. Why do you believe some women get mad when you tell certain truths, such as, I'm not ready for a relationship. I prefer you without makeup. Huh? I prefer you without hair extensions. Huh? You gained a little weight. I want to go 50-50, etc. Why do women hate when you tell them the truth? They hate when you lie to them, but they hate when you tell them the truth too. That color don't look good on you, man. Them shoes, they don't like those kind of things. Claiborne, go ahead.
Because most people don't, it's the emotion behind the truth. Most people don't want to feel like, you really don't like me in this dress. You really don't like my extent. They don't want to hear those kinds of truth. People tell you to tell me the truth. They don't even like to hear that from certain people, but they'll take their girlfriend say, girl, you going out with that? They'll take that better than for their man, because you expect that your man will like everything. He already dating me, so now all of a sudden you don't like that. So people can't handle certain levels of truth, and because they feel like it cuts. and people don't like to be cut that way, Gregory, that it just like, man, did you say that? It just crushes people. People get crushed when they hear those kinds of truth, and they can't handle that. It's not, they ask for the truth, but when you give them the truth, it becomes a whole lot of problem, because sometimes the truth is really, let me say it this way, John, sometimes it's their reality, but you just said it. Sometimes they look in the mirror and be like, this dress don't look good on me. But then if you say, baby, look good on you, they'll go with it. But if you say, no, that dress don't look good, and it's how you say it. If you say it in a certain way, they could probably handle it a little bit better. I just think that people don't like to handle a truth, because they always feel like it's a painful.
You know, I said this on Clubhouse, and there's a French saying, "Le ton fait la chanson," and what that means is the tone makes the song. So basically, what Claiborne is saying, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, you know, let's use some of the fact patterns that were presented by Bishop. Is that, you know, if, let's say, for example, you don't look good, your lady does not look good in a certain color, or you don't think she looks good in a certain color, or you would prefer her to have natural hair than her hair extensions. There's a way to say it. It's like, hey, babe, you know what? You look really good in orange versus purple. Or if she put on a little weight or something like that, and you're concerned about it, it's like, hey, I'm going to the gym, or I'm going for a walk. Come join me. You know, you can do things subtly. You're still telling the truth, but you're being more delicate. It's not that you're treating her with kids' gloves. You are being tender, and you're being gentle with the truth. And some people can accept, you know, being blunt and being forward about things, but some women can't. And you got to know your partner and how to present things so you can get your message across without hurting her feelings, therefore being effective. So le ton qui fait la chanson. So
I actually disagree with the premise. We live in an age where people want those good lies. That's what people want. People want lies. They do not want the truth. The truth is unpopular. The truth may hurt your feelings. It will set you free. Can't debate that. That's just the way it is. The truth will set you free. We live in an age where we don't like the truth, so we like reconstructed truth. We lack reality today. No one lives in reality. We're too busy watching reality TV. Why? Because we don't like the real reality or the truth. So I don't think that's a great French saying. I'd like to order 2 of those. They sound delicious, Gregory, but it don't matter the sauce or the seasoning you put on the truth. They don't like the truth. They want the lie.
I think that's a blanket statement, though, Hubert. I mean, there are some.
Well, it is getting close to fall and winter.
I think a lot of it has to do with the maturity of the woman. There are a lot of immature women out here that want to hear, as you just said, and I agree, the lie, but those aren't the women that I'm looking for. I want someone who's mature enough to handle the truth and tell the truth in love and properly. Because if the shoe was on the other side, I wouldn't want a woman to be brutal with me when she's telling her truth. I would want her to be respected. And you know that respect is paramount for men.
They usually are brutal, though, Greg.
I know.
Women are way more brutal with their truth than men.
I hear you, but I'm saying that most men want respect from their ladies, right? I think we can all agree with that. So sometimes it doesn't work all the time, but I'll play the odds, is that I believe that if you want to be respected, you have to give respect as well. So that's.
So I'll say this. Here's the difficulty that I've found with women in the truth. It's only about certain topics and things. Because of the way that women are objectified and a lot of their value stems with the way that they look. If you're providing or giving them any truth that suggests they could do something better or that it's not quite how they envision in their mind, no woman that I know of is going to be receptive to that at all. If you're giving them the truth about something else, maybe about finances or something else about even maybe the attitude that they may have, I think then your French saying, Greg, has a lot of merit in regards to it's not so much what you say, but how you say it. It's not so much, exactly the the words you use, but how do you use them? Are you using those in an attacking, condescending way, but are you kind of being uplifting? But in regards to like a woman's, even if you were to say something like this, I'll put it to you like this, even not just with women, but generally speaking, very few people respond to criticism with like, okay, bet, hold that thought, let me show you something. For example, if you was to tell a woman she wasn't good in bed or that she wasn't good performing a certain act in bed, most people are just gonna be, okay, well, fine, I ain't gonna do that no more. Very few people will be like, lock the door, we're gonna figure this out. Ain't nobody leaving this room until you tell me I'm way better or the GOAT or the best or whatever. And I think that also kind of falls right in line with maybe the way that the women are supposed to be seen in the world. So if you say something about their face, their hair, their body, I don't know that there's any way that you can quote unquote say that nicely.
Truth without compassion is brutality. Brutality and compassion without truth is hypocrisy. So you have to have the truth and compassion.
Even if you're compassionate, even if you
so if the truth don't have compassion, is brutality.
It can be, yes.
But even with like JB, like you can be the most compassionate and empathetic man and sitting your baby down and saying with the most love, care, and tender that you done put on some pounds. And that's why you feel like I ain't been initiating sex. Like there's no way you can say that with compassion and a woman not be destroyed.
Yeah, she gonna be destroyed.
They don't really want truth from men then.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's not good because we walk around on. I'm not gonna walk around on pins and needles. I want her to tell me, hey, you're getting a little big there, boy. I'm sorry. And the same thing with you for your health. I actually went through that with somebody. I saw him drinking a Coke, and I haven't had soda in 11 years, so I can be a little. And I'm like, you don't need that. And he went off on me. I'm like, oh no, I won't do that again. Because what that says, if you can't handle that little thing about a Coca-Cola, I know you can't handle some other things.
Yeah, correct.
So if I can't be truthful with you in all things, in love, all right, in love. And I was trying to find this comment that Donna said earlier. Hold on. I don't think it's truth if it's criticism. I disagree with that.
I disagree
in love. I disagree with that.
Criticism.
And then so again, Wes and y'all, you got to know who you with, because if you got to walk on pins and needles with somebody that's insecure, and here's the real thing. I think the real thing is if you learn me and know my heart, and that I don't come from that. Do y'all agree with that? And that I don't come from that kind of place, then Cassius, I think that's another thing. They got to know the heart of the man that they're with, that they're not going to do anything.
It still backfired though, Bishop. Like,
I agree.
I'm not saying it don't. I agree with you, Michael. It do.
Yeah. But I think we've been together for years. Why you think I'm not trying to kill you? I'm just telling you the truth.
But are we here with all these ladies, 144 people on now? Most of them are ladies. I need y'all to share so we can reach 200. Are we on here to just tell the way that we feel? Yeah. Ladies, there are some men that tear you down, but there are some men, and I know all these men here last year or so. Now Hubert is another situation.
Exactly, his truth is the real.
And nice is gonna sound like he tearing you down. I promise that was the nicest thing Hubert ever said. The last comment. I think you got to learn your man. All right. And if you learn your man to know that he don't come from that kind of place,
right? Then
he's telling you, and then some women be like, women got this thing that if you like their hair a certain way, they're gonna change it another way after you tell them that. So sometimes hell it's better to say don't say nothing.
Just leave it.
Because but see, then they'll tell you, well, I'm not wearing it for you, I'm wearing it for me. Okay, true, but I like you with that hair. I'm just saying.
Bishop,
they'll tell you don't cut your beard. But go ahead, Claiborne.
Have you ever wanted to say something and go, mm-mm.
Oh, I have.
This not gonna turn out well.
You know what my bad thing is, y'all? I just tell everybody this, and I don't care. I mean, but women don't like it. You look tired, baby. You think you cussed them out. I'm just saying, you look like you need to get some rest.
They don't get it. Don't sound like that in their ear.
You and y'all looking at me like that.
It don't sound like that to them.
Well, they don't really want truth.
Nope.
Huber, you want to add to this?
I'm listening.
About not really wanting truth. I think it's okay to give the truth. On this one, it's okay to give the truth, but you can also be compassionate when you, after you give the truth. Just like we all watch sports and all like that. Okay, this the film. This is why you threw that interception, and that was a bad move because of X, Y, and Z. Okay, I got on you about it, but I need you next game, so let's fix that and let's go back there out there and win. I believe in you. Let's go out there and get it done. So. But you need, at some point, you need to have truthful conversations in order to win. All these teams that you watch and you think you're going to win the Super Bowl and all that, they're having truthful conversations after a loss, after practice, after video. They're not sugarcoating, but they're focused on the end goal, which is victory. And last point, in a relationship, if you're in a relationship with someone, assume positive intent. Assume I'm telling you something for what's best for you, since you're in a relationship with me. That's my 2 cents.
Especially if they come ask you.
Yeah. So our next question, and we're gonna take a commercial before we answer. Josh, women are always talking about they want a man to be a protector. Claiborne. They want him to be a protector. All right, a provider. All right. But is a woman also responsible for protection in the relationship? Is a woman also responsible? We're going to answer this question when we come back. Roll the commercial, Angelica. Wes!
Knob Wes.
Do the damn thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Kept hitting that book though. It's like, wow.
Roll it one more time, Angelica. Roll it one more time. One more time.
Watch it again.
Hey, y'all. You could have put your phone up to the QR code, but go get the book, GregDavisShow.com. I signed the first 100, GregDavisShow.com, The Compatibility Factor. Even have a picture of me on the back. Wes, that you did the doggone thing. Wes did the doggone thing. Y'all, ladies, give Wes some hearts.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
My daughter works for Afrotech. She's an editor, Wes, and she said she got an unboxing too for me. She talking about, oh no, that's pressure. I'm not doing that. Great job, Wes.
That was excellent. And the packaging looks pristine. Really nice.
Thank you. All right, y'all. A woman, is she protection? Does she provide protection?
Absolutely.
Also.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
She provides protection in ways. First of all, she's your protection for you needing to go out and create another lap. She's the lap. She's the emotional protection for that should. We know And Bishop says, stay away from the negative. So let's go with the positive. She's the emotional protection in terms of how you are loved by her, so that there's no need. She becomes the main fruit, so there's no need for forbidden fruit, because she becomes the main fruit. So her protection is not rolling on the other side of the bed, Gregory, and acting like she don't want me for a week. Her protection is every night, regardless of what happened downstairs. This is what's going to happen upstairs, so that I make sure that I keep you covered. We have intense moments, we understand that, but it should not last forever, because you're protecting your marriage. You are doing all you can to protect your man in every shape, form, and fashion. I know people are going to say, and I did all that, he did. We're not talking about the negativity, but Bishop asked the question, is a woman protection? And she's protection in a whole, even sometimes for some men, Cassius, she protect his bank account. She protects his because she knows what's coming in. And why am I going to keep buying $100 bags? And I know where we are. So even though I like that when I first got here, but I understand where we're going. I understand the vision of my husband and what we're doing in the family. So I'm going to protect even my own self. I'm not spending that. I see Amazon every night, but no, I'm not going. Why? Because I'm protecting the cash and the finance in him. So she becomes protection in a whole lot of spaces that does not necessarily have to be physical. And is she from the hood, Gregory, like Detroit, like Philly, like New York, like Jamaica? Is she from the hood? She can throw them hands too. So she might be he getting beat down. She'll let you do your thing. But if it's 2 or 3, Cassius, is she from the hood? She gonna be out there scrapping just with you. So I just say she protection in all the areas.
Let me piggyback on that. That's an excellent share, Claiborne. I think one of the things as well, yes, women can protect their significant others by this method, is that you protect their heart, and especially when a man trusts you enough to be vulnerable with you, man, you got to protect that, because one of the worst things you can do to a man, let me lean in, ladies, to this, and I'm sure many of the brothers on the stage and who are listening can agree. One of the worst things that you could do to a man to ruin your relationship and sabotage it is if he is the courage to confide in you about things that he doesn't confide in anybody else and trusts you. And then in an argument, you throw it back in his face and call him weak, you will lose your man. I am telling you this. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Ladies, sometimes when he comes to you and he confides in you about stuff in his past, his childhood, he's confused or mad about his job, his situation, you know what I mean? He needs to feel safe. He needs to feel that he can be vulnerable. You want to feel vulnerable with him too. So why do you think that a man would not want to feel that way? So please don't ever throw in that man's face things that he feels that is important to him and that is vulnerable. Because if he's not going to tell you, there's another woman out there that's willing to listen to him, and you don't want to have that situation. One more thing is that the Bible teaches us that don't let the sun go down in your wrath. I think one of the things in your relationship and in your marriage, you have to understand, there's an old Jamaican expression that teeth and tongue will meet. But if you can pray and you can, come together, even if you disagree, you have a great chance of saving your relationship and saving your marriage. So do your best to not let the sun go down in your wrath. If you got to talk it out, talk it out. If you got to have a place setter to say, okay, this isn't resolved right now. I love you still, but I'm not happy with you, but we'll get through this, and commit to being unified. And as Bishop said, to be compatible and to be unified and in harmony, your relationship will have a chance. So to answer the question, yes, women can protect their men emotionally and in other ways.
I'll say that it's required. I have a quite different view. I think both men and women should be providing and protecting. I think both men and women should be leading and guiding. I just think it looks different based on your family dynamic. For me, I feel like the man's role is to protect, provide, lead, everything outside the home. Inside the home, that's the woman's job, is to protect, to provide, and to guide. And what I mean by that is that she's supposed to protect the ambiance, the feel, the vibe, the energy of the house. She's supposed to provide a certain level of love, a certain level of nurturing, a certain level of calmness, a certain level of peace inside the house. She should also should be leading to what Claiborne and Bloomfield is. I think they should be leading in the emotional vulnerability and the emotional connection. They should be able to tune in with wherever their man is emotionally, and then have the dexterity to, tap into that and then help him grow, help him become more comfortable with resting in his emotional states, being able to articulate his emotional states, and then finding a way to positively pull that out of him. Obviously, the man, I think, is supposed to provide, protect, and lead everything outside of the house. When we step outside the house, I think the man is supposed to be covering out front and leading. Inside the house, I think the woman, that's her domain. That's where she's supposed to be covering, protecting, providing, and leading. So I think it's required of both. In the family dynamics that I've seen, that I aspire to have, there was that type of connection. Everything outside the house, everything that had to do with the family's growth, the man was protecting and providing. When you came in that house, that was that woman's house. And she was responsible and proud to be protecting and providing and leading in that house, leading when it comes to holidays, leading when it comes to family vacation. Like, that was her thing, to lead that emotional, to lead that vibe, that energy of the house, that calmness, that peace of the house. And I would venture to say that if a house is or is not peaceful, I promise you the woman has a lot to do with that. Now in there.
I'll say that I feel like a woman should protect a man's mind, body, and spirit. Those three words. Protect my mind. If I'm able, if I have a lot going on and I just need somebody to talk to me. For us Marvel fans, the movie Black Panther about to come out, but for us Marvel fans, you saw how Black Widow was able to talk Hulk down. Hey, no matter how strong Hulk was, she was the one that was able to tell her, hey, man, it's getting late in the evening. You know what I'm saying? And she was able to do that. Okay, so that's protecting my mind. Okay, protecting my body. If you know that man going out of town tomorrow, hey, go on, throw that thing in the circle the night before. Hey, I'm just saying, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, and the morning. Yeah,
and the morning. Yeah, my bad. And the morning before.
Yeah, and the morning, you know what I'm saying? Protect my body, because I'm going out. So, hey.
Leave home empty, come home full. That's the whole rule. Leave home empty, come home full.
Right. And then protect the man in the spirit, because all the things that we deal with on a daily basis, all of those things that we deal with, I mean, hey, somebody got to be at home praying. Somebody got to be on the wall. So, hey, you protect my spirit. That'll preach for real. So, you I'm sorry. Yeah, protect me in the spirit, because you're not out there with me. So, since you're not out there with me, hey, be praying for me. So, yeah, my mind, body, and spirit in a nutshell.
Anybody else want to add to that? All right, I'm going to start with Josh on the next one. The next one. So, Josh, I'm sure you would agree, many times we talk about men have egos.
Mm-hmm.
But ladies have egos too, you think? So who has the biggest ego?
Between men and women?
Yeah, but or whose ego is likely to mess things up? Men or women?
Definitely men.
Mess up
Definitely.
Mess up a good thing?
Yeah, definitely. I do believe women do have egos. I just think that women's egos are oftentimes associated. It just looks different when a woman's ego, right? Whether that be, attitude, whether that be maybe pride, or whatever that is. But I would say definitely men, man. I think that men, a man's ego oftentimes causes us to be, less teachable a lot of times, to, even receive information. that will come from a woman. Now, that's not to say that women don't have egos. I definitely believe women have egos. I just think that we are wired, right? I think men are wired to because ego has a lot to do also with confidence, right? All that is tied in together with your ego, right? Your confidence, your self-belief in oneself, right? I mean, some of the most successful people in the world, we would say what? They got a big ego, right? It's hard to be very, very successful, right? In a lot of dynamics and not be somebody that is very, very self-confident and borderline. I'm not saying you are, but walk that tightrope of confidence and arrogance, right? So that's a tightrope. So I definitely think our ego as men is generally bigger, is generally going to get in the way. I just think it's because we, in fact, are programmed to be leaders and to be more confident. And I think to lead something, to be the driver's seat of something, you're gonna need it. You're gonna have to walk that tightrope. I don't know a successful man that has not had to walk that tightrope of knowing that you the ish, right? And still being humble enough to know it ain't all about you. So definitely men.
I think that we all have egos. Like I'm gonna say something that Bishop Bloomer said to me, Josh. I said to him one time, we was having a telethon at the Word Network. I said, boy, our egos didn't show up tonight. And you know what he said? He said, they're here. We just kept them under subjection. And I think a lot of times men have egos, especially successful men.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
Some just know how to tame them.
Yep.
And you know what happens, Bishop, if they're around more egos. I laugh when you've been to the Hampton Conference. I think it's the funniest thing because it's like all of these bigger people and they sitting in the balcony. There's no adjective there. So when they're around more egos, then you start seeing different. I've seen it on the golf court when you start seeing more egos. But I think women have egos, but they control it a little more. Like when it comes out. You know where I think women egos come out more? Towards other women. That's when I think you see it more. Or they walking in the room and they know women gonna be there looking with their look, with their outfits, then you see their egos a lot more. But when they're in a relationship, I think the only time that I would say I saw the egos is when they got mad, when they got upset, when they got to the point of the end. Then you start seeing them, and I don't know if it's hurt, Bishop, maybe I'm wrong, versus egos, but it seemed like that's when it comes out the most and they really bring it out. But I would say men, I love what Cassius say. I think at times our egos can be a little bit, it's strong, but it can be fragile by a woman. Another man can't do it, but a woman definitely can tear down a man's ego. So I would say men egos are more.
And the way that
Hey, Claiborne.
Sorry.
Claiborne, I never thought that it would be possible for you to make a woman mad, man. I didn't think that was possible for you.
It's not. It really is not. I was talking about y'all.
Wow. Oh, got it. Go ahead, Greg.
No, the reason why the reason why a man's ego can be so fragile is because obviously men are stronger physically than women, but women are strong with their words. A woman, going back to my other point, was that a woman who knows you, who really knows you and knows your weaknesses, can tear you down and be the most emasculating person ever by what they say. I've seen men who are strong dudes, physically strong, become utter wimps. Why? Because of the words of a woman. A woman can't fight physically pound for pound against a man, but they can fight with their words. And sometimes their words cut, and sometimes their words can just be brutal. So yes, I agree that
Gregory.
Yeah.
What'd she say to you, man? Tell us, man.
Oh, that's a whole other show.
Talk to us.
I
Share with
went
us,
through
brother.
I went through the therapy. I got my ticket punched. I'm good.
So,
Thanks.
so to what Greg was
I'm
saying,
a victory in Jesus' name. But yeah,
to what
just
Greg and Claiborne were saying, that's why I tend to believe that it's the most fragile, not necessarily
I
the
agree.
biggest. I don't think that men have the biggest egos. I just think they have the most fragile. And I don't care if it's a woman or man. This is why men are so quick to try to escalate things to a higher level that often leads to violence and people not making it home. That's just because of how fragile the ego is. This is why certain men don't want to be around certain men who make a certain amount of money and have a certain level of success, right? I think it's the fragile ego. This is, I think, why men tend to, not all the men on this stage, but a lot of men tend to try to get with one of their homies' girls or get with a particular, because it's fragile. When it comes to the biggest, and this is why I think the women can assault men so easily with verbal, is because a man's ego is so fragile, right? I don't think it's because it's the biggest. I think women tend to have the biggest egos, and theirs may not be as fragile, meaning they can endure a little bit more, but I think they tend to have the biggest egos. And so I just think men have, I'm not saying they don't have big egos, but I think women's egos are much bigger than men's. I just think men's egos are significantly more fragile. I mean, you got to handle like a baby, like with extreme care.
I actually want to expound on what Cassius said. Women have big egos than men now. I truly believe that.
Yep.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Women have an entitlement. Not all women. Blanket statement. I know it's a broadcast show, so hey, get over it. The average woman has a bigger ego than the average man today. Period. That's not even up for debate. Think about it. In our society, they're constantly told they're right. We have a gynocentric social order that is based around them. We just had a question earlier. We said, hey, can you tell women the truth? And you agreed that you couldn't. Why? Because of their egos. Because they're humongous. Their egos might be the size of the state of Texas for average women. And everybody's scared to even say something to women. Why? Because of their egos. And you know why? They're going to hit you back with their mouths and their manipulation and their shaming language. So I truly believe women have bigger egos than men now. Truly believe that. And talking about fragile, they probably more fragile than a vase from the 9th century. You can't tell these women the shoes ain't tied. And they about to, hit you with patriarchal misogynist this. So that's my 2 cents, but go on ahead.
I'm gonna just go the opposite direction. I think it's simply a matter of the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and that's why we experience in this world everything we experience from men because of our fragile egos. Yes, Cassius, but I think it's just simply because they're so huge. And I understand what you're saying, Hubert, but I think what we're witnessing with women, first of all, women have always had that bit of fragility, if I may, when it comes to their feelings. But I think it's just simply because of who they are, how they're designed. They're the softer creature of the two of us, and so that soft shell is gonna crack much more easier than a man's hard exterior. And so I get the points made, but I just think that it's clearly men, and what we witness from women is kind of our own making, just through time and the things that we've put women through. And I'll say this last piece. I think it feels like now that women might have a bigger ego because we're experiencing an ego from them that we've never experienced because they've been under I don't want to use the word oppressed, but like that, suppressed. They've been suppressed for so long. So now, it's like the quiet kid in class. All of a sudden, when the day comes that their class shouts out, everybody turns around and looks at him and everyone's shocked. He hasn't said anything louder or bigger than anyone else has, but he never spoke. And I think that's what we're experiencing.
Josh, can you read this? Where is it at? Hold on. Oh my God, where is it at? Oh, I lost it. I was trying to be funny. That's why.
What was it? What was it about?
Oh, here we go. Read, Josh.
I just want to give honor to God for Cleveland's microphone tonight. Oh, that's hilarious.
You want to
Hey,
be
The best parts of the show.
All
hear
day
what-
long. You've been picking on me. You want to
Hey,
be messy.
listen, I hear what you guys are saying. I'm going to slightly say that it's still, I think women's ego has definitely increased, right? To Wes's point, over time, and is getting like that. I believe that gap is closer, but I still think if I compare the average man to the average woman, I would say us men are have a slightly ego, and a lot of times ego is tied to how much money you make. So as long as I believe that there was such a gap between men and women with the money portion, like as far as money you can bring in and bills you can pay, I thought that gap was wide. But as women's earning potential is getting closer, right, that gap is closing, right? So as women are starting, so a lot of that ego come from I got my own, right? A lot of that ego, yeah, a lot of that ego ain't, it ain't like, a lot of that ego is, Negro, I can buy my own car, I can buy my own house, right? I don't need you. So I'm saying as we're entering in the shift where the income gap is getting closer, what you're seeing now, because what ego really means is a sense of self-importance, right? I'm important, right? It's self-worth. So I think as we've gotten closer in the income gap, more and more women are definitely becoming, right? I think we didn't notice it as men because we are men, but we noticed the shift in the increase in women because women now are having their own, and now they finally have the ability to have a sense of I don't need you, which really comes from guess who started it? Us, because we can easily say, "Well, I don't need you." Right? I make my own money. I got my own house. I got my own car. Right? Listen, you can leave. I'll find another one of you. I think a lot of ego in the 2022 is really tied to that money thing, that ability to provide for your own, that ability to do for your own, right? And all of those different things. So I think that's another dynamic you got to look at.
Real quick, keep your mic over as bitches say. To what you're saying in that analogy, would you venture to agree that the women making more money, to Wes's point, women, and to Hubert's point, women's egos being a lot bigger. Self-importance, I can handle this, I don't need you. Wouldn't you argue that is indirectly causing men's egos to be more fragile? Because no man here is going to feel comfortable with a woman who makes more money, i.e., I don't need you. That's real. The fragility comes from that. You get where I'm going with that?
I don't know if it's fragility. I think you have a more, well, if you paint it as a clash, right? I'm with like the clashing, but I don't know if it's making men more fragile, like it's making men, afraid. But I do believe that it is causing a clash because historically, our argument against a woman was, and she was tripping, was, wait up now. I ain't got the deal. Come on now, listen. The argument always, listen, hold up now. Listen, I take care of all this. Right? I do X, Y, I do Y, Z, I do this, I do that. And listen, we want to keep it a buck. Hey, you can leave and it's on you, but I can sub another one of you in here like a basketball game, right? Somebody off the bench.
But
it's changing now.
But here's our ego, though, Josh.
It's changing though, Claiborne, because
you'll say it. Even
now they subbing us. They subbing us in and out.
They are.
Hey, Beyonce said it. Hey, I can have another you in a minute.
That Beyonce said another one in a minute. But guess what? Cassius? Because of who we are, we still be like, I don't care, girl. You can go here, bro.
That's why I say fragile.
we still gonna try to man up, Bishop. We still gonna be like, whatever, you can leave. I still get somebody, but you be like, dang, did she just diss me? But we ain't gonna let her see that. We still gonna try to man up and be like, I don't care, you can roll. But I think yes, I totally agree with you, Bishop.
So, next one. When a man Nehemiah. When a man says he's happy being single, but he is open to a relationship, how should a woman perceive this? Is this a man that's not truly ready to commit? I'm gonna answer, and then Nehemiah, you come. So when a man says to me, Nehemiah, he's happily single, but he's open to a relationship, and he just met the woman, he's not sure if he's open to one for you. I think that's a dance. I think he's open to a relationship, but that's a dance to say, I don't know if I want one with you. I think a lot of times when we say we don't want a relationship or whatever, we just have not found the right one to say that I want to be in a relationship with you. So I'm leaving it open just in case. But just in case, I always said that I'm happy being single. And I'm gonna stay that if I don't like you. That's my spin. Nehemiah.
Well, I would agree with you because we're good single until that right one does come. If that right one that has everything that we want, all that other stuff about being single, hey, all that stuff goes out the window because that person has everything that we're looking for. We'll forget our name if that right thing come around, you know. So it's definitely a way to ease you down real softly. But what he really saying, like, you're not it. That's exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
Would that brother just say yes? We just don't want one with you.
Yeah.
I don't think that man is.
Go ahead, Hubert.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Hubert.
I don't think that man has that opportunity based on the scenario you brought forth, Bishop. That man hadn't had an opportunity to determine if that woman is what he wants in a relationship they just met.
But don't you think, Hubert, that he's saying it the way that the screen switch? Okay. Don't you think he's saying it? Who we lose? Claiborne? Don't you think he's saying that as a protection to say, yeah, I know he hasn't gotten into it with her, but he's still giving a way out by saying,
yeah,
Hubert,
should he have a way in yet? I just met you. Who says I should be begging to be in a relationship with you?
Yes, Hubert, I know. Come on with it, Hubert.
No, I mean, it's a legitimate
clubhouse toxic, Hubert. That's
He's
what
saying it with his chest, Bishop.
He's saying it with his chest. I just
Right.
met you. Why should I be begging to be in a relationship with you? We hadn't even had a cup of coffee yet.
But some women come to the table saying that this the one. I get you, Hubert.
Yeah, I haven't. It's funny. We tell women to vet, and now we're selling men. Just buy as soon as you see her. Don't even look at it. No, just buy the car now. Buy now. But women, we tell them to vet. I think men should vet. That's all I'm saying. There's
another level. You want me to move on with that level? There's another level when you meet her. You know you don't want nothing special with her, so you just kind of say that I'm not ready for a relationship. I think many times when we say that because we're not ready with it for that person. There are all kind of levels. You can meet somebody and know that I want something with you. Yeah. Then you can meet somebody and say, well, I don't know what I want. I'm just not. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that.
I agree.
Tell them the truth.
I'm giving them too much cold.
I agree.
You completely tell the truth because think of if every man on the stage thought of their ideal woman, their superstar crush. We'll just say, for argument's sake, Janet Jackson. If Janet Jackson say, "Hey, you're not gonna talk about some, well, I'm happily single," you gonna be like, "Girl, we on this Rhythm Nation. You gonna be doing dance moves and everything." I mean, if that's the one that you want.
Wow.
I agree. I think what Bishop said.
But go ahead.
You agree with me, Mike?
I know guys, Bishop, that said they would never get married, and they is married today because of what you say. I ain't never getting married. I know brothers that say that, and they married because that woman, that there is that person that can bring you out of that space no matter who you are. So there is that person. But I would also just add this piece. If a guy, ladies, if a guy say he is happily single and you want a relationship, why would you get in a relationship with somebody that don't want a relationship? Are you trying to get in it to convince them otherwise? Why waste your time and your energy? If somebody tells you, if I met a woman who says I'm happily single, but we can talk. I want marriage. I want relationship and marriage. If you're not talking, you want marriage, then why am I wasting my energy and my time unless I'm trying to convince you? And I don't think we should do that. I think if a person tells you that, Maya Angelou says, if they tell you the truth, believe them. So if he says he's happily single, because what will happen, Cash, is later on down the line, and you get serious, and he be like, but didn't I tell you I was happily single? Then you got a whole bigger problem. Instead of just saying you happily single. Well, I know you're gonna tell me different, but I'm just listen to the scenario, Wes. I'm gonna do one of your things. This guy say I am happily single. He's not serious about a relationship, but you want it. Now, if you're not serious about a relationship, then go with it. But if you say I want a relationship and I want marriage, and this guy said, because here's what about men. Men tell you what they mean up front. Women try to convince men that they don't mean that, but they tell you what they mean. And later on, 6 months down the line, when you fall in love with this guy who already told you 6 months ago that he was happily single, but he just out here playing and date with you, spending time with you, but he happily single, that's going to come back up and it's going to bite you. I would say don't do it.
But shouldn't we all be happily single before we're in a relationship? We talk about being healed. We're talking about being happy. We talk about a person not being able to make you happy, and you're coming into the relationship as a whole person. Shouldn't we all be happily single? Because I think what happens is the reverse of that happens, and it's people who are broken or bored or have given up on the dating field, and it's just like, okay, I'm just going to settle. I'm just going to be with anybody. And so I hear what you're saying. I just think
I don't think that's what he mean by happily single. At least maybe we got two different revelations.
Right. Well,
I'm happy in this single space and not looking.
Yeah, I'm happy and right. And see to like what Nehemiah said, it's, I think when a guy or a woman is happily single and very specifically like I'm happy dating or I'm happy on my journey to find whatever it is that I'm looking for. Like if a person is already happy and in that space, and even if it's in the dating space, they're happy dating and being single, then they have more of an opportunity to Nehemiah's point, to find someone and because they're already happy. Now when they find that particular person, they can see them clearly because it's a standout, because it makes such an impact on them because they're already happy. Versus anybody, when you're miserable or when you're kind of sick of the dating and I'm not really feeling dating, I hate dating or whatever the case is, and then you meet someone who just halfway meets the standard, you tend to just accept it and settle for it. And it doesn't equal compatibility.
I thought Bishop laid it out wrong. I saw it different. I thought it was somebody who was saying, I don't want no relationship. I'm happy being single. So y'all brought another way. I thought it was different. I thought it was, how people come in there, a guy tell you he don't want to be in a relationship and you still trying to convince him. He told you that. Now he'll play with you, he'll sleep with you, he'll lay with you, but he don't want to be in a relationship because he's happy with being this kind of person and single. That's the way I saw it. But Bishop, maybe it was their way. I don't know how you laid it out, but that's the way I thought you were saying.
Bishop, bring this out. I thought you said this man said, I'm happily single, but I'm open to a relationship. That's exactly what I heard.
Okay, so y'all right then.
You're muted, Bishop.
You're
We
muted.
can't hear you, Bishop. You're on mute.
You muted.
I'm happily single. All right. Happy being single, but he is open to a relationship. How should a woman perceive this? Is this a man that's not truly ready to commit?
That's ambiguous.
So the man says I'm happily single.
Yeah.
That's
The man
ambiguous.
says I'm happily single,
But I'm
but
open
I'm
to a
open.
relationship.
And the
It's
question is how should she
Perceive that. Yeah.
I
Is he truly not ready to be committed? I say being happily single has nothing to. That's a state of where you are. It has nothing to do where you
Right.
want to go.
I think that's
Right.
the game.
That's what I was
But
saying.
I think sometimes it's a guard, a protector, to say just in case I don't like you, I'm telling you, I'm happy being single.
Right. That's the
Hey,
way I
Bishop.
saw it.
Yeah, but I think
see
that's
it
healthy,
another
though.
way.
I think
Go
that's
ahead,
healthy
Debbie. I
though.
was gonna say I see it a different way.
healthy?
I didn't
Yeah,
use
I
that.
think it's healthy. Like if he says I'm happily single, but I'm open to a relationship. I think that's healthy. I think most women would want a man to say, I'm single, but I don't like being single, so I'm out here, and I'm trying to be with a woman. I think most women are looking for something that speaks more to commitment or something like that. But I don't think
Well,
I
here's
think
the
it's very
buzzword.
healthy.
But
What's that?
I think that's
The
all
buzzword.
game.
Me
Oh,
I
go ahead.
think.
Me
I
too.
think.
So
Sorry.
your buzzword. Go ahead.
No, I think.
I just want let me
personally-
just give Josh this buzzword that you're looking for, Josh, is intentional, and that's the opposite of what we're talking about. What a lot of women they want to hear a man say he's intentional about a relationship and about marriage and those things.
I think this is intentional though.
I think this is
But
a big.
I think this is the healthy intentional.
Yeah, I think this
Go
is
ahead.
intentional because I just don't think it's intentional in saying that, hey, I'm looking for a relationship with you. He says I'm open to a relationship.
It's responsible. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah. Like
disagree.
I'm happy being single, but I'm open to it. It's not off the table. I mean, what you want? You want the man to say, I'm single, but listen, I'm looking to see what's popping with you.
Nah,
He don't know you yet.
Well, hold on. I think there's two ways you can
That's what
interpret.
he would say first.
Yeah, there's two ways you can interpret this. This statement is quite ambiguous, and there's two ways you can look at it. You could look at it as number one, as Josh said, I'm open to a relationship, but decode it, I may not want to be with you. The other way you can look at it is I'm happily single and I'm open to a relationship, meaning that I don't need a relationship right now. I'm good where I am, but I'm not afraid of commitment. So it could be just an open statement, not necessarily directed to that individual, but it could be directed to that individual. I mean, we ultimately need to be in a place where we're happy in whatever status that we're in. I don't think either scenario.
This is exactly why women get fooled.
I don't think either situation is toxic or wrong or anything like that. I think that it's just you could interpret it more ways. I think what happens is that there's more questions that need to be asked in that situation so that there's clarity from that woman. But
you just met this
lean,
thing.
Lean in, ladies. I'm finna give y'all the game, and the old school players gonna hate me for it. Let me just tell y'all. let me just give y'all the game. Lean in. I'm finna give y'all the game. This is why and I seen all the women in the chat talking about it's healthy. This is why y'all get taken advantage of. This is exactly why y'all get taken advantage of. If a man tells you, I'm happily single, but I'm open to a relationship,
It's to sleep with you.
what he is telling you is that I'm not going to be in a relationship with you, but I know you probably are going to want to be in a relationship.
No.
So if you think there's a chance of me getting in a relationship, you're going to do what Tommy say. Got the draws, dog.
No.
And so, hear me. Just let me hear me. I'm not saying
I
a
agree
man
with
can't
you.
be. Hold
That's
on.
what I
hold on.
said
Let me
earlier.
finish. Let me finish. I'm not saying a man can't be healthy single, but he's not going to say, "I'm happy single, but I'm open to a relationship."
No,
He's
why
either
would he
going to
say
say
that?
one or the other. He's going to say, "I'm happily single," or "I'm open to a relationship." If he says both of them, he is indirectly telling you the only reason why I'm open to a relationship is because you ain't finna get nasty with me if you know that I'm just telling you I'm happily single. Because most women ain't comfortable just giving up the goods if they know right out the gate this Negro ain't ever gonna be in a relationship with him.
But I hear you, brother, and I understand what you're getting at. But the reality of it is that two things can be true at the same time. I can be happily single, and I can be open to a relationship. I get what you're saying, and I understand the play. But no matter what's said, even for the guy who says I'm intentional, I'm trying to get married, whatever.
That's the number one dog.
Exactly.
That's the number one dog.
I would suggest that guy is the biggest red flag, because chances are, if he's that intentional about being married, then he just has a job application. He has a job that needs to be fulfilled, and chances are it's a box that that all of you will probably not fit in. Your dreams and everything.
One rebuttal. I said, this is why the man says I'm openly. This is why I said he will say one or the other. If he compares them, if he couples them together, he's giving himself an out.
Yes.
So when it blows up in his face and the girl presses him about, hey, why you da-da-da-da-da? Hold on. Why you da-da-da-da-da? He can fall back on what I told you from the get-go. I was happily single.
That's what I said.
Them draws are coming off quicker when the man speaks to being intentionally about a relationship.
Yes.
Women are
That's what
disarmed.
Cash said, though.
Women, listen to what I'm saying. Women are automatically disarmed by men who appear in word initially to be intentional.
That's what he said.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Women will have more of a guard up with a man that's saying, I'm happily single and I'm open to a relationship, than a man that walks through the door first off and saying, listen, I'm single, but listen, man, listen, I'm digging you. Listen, I want to see what we can do. Women are this. We know this. Come on now. That's when the draws slide. No, the draws ain't being activated until they feel like.
JB, one follow, Claiborne coming right to you. One follow. JB, to your point, how many women love the idea of capturing that player, making that be the one that makes a man settle down? So I'm telling you, this is deep in the game bag.
But you're not being manipulated, though.
Hold on. This is deep in the game bag, JB. Deep in the game bag. If you tell a woman that you were single, but
she's not being manipulated, though, Cash.
I'm with you. I'm open to a relationship. What's she gonna hear in her mind? I gotta be the one to make him settle down.
Yes, but she's not. But listen, Cash. I'm saying when you start talking about the player angle. The player angle speaks of men being manipulators. Men who are usually manipulating are going to speak to what a woman is looking to desire, the intention. Now, you're right. There are women that look at that as a challenge, but they're not being deceived. You ain't being deceived. Now, you might be stupid. You may be dumb as a box of rocks. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't being manipulated, and you ain't being deceived. Yeah, but a man that's saying, listen, I'm happy. I would say, don't you want him to be whole and happy and confident within himself? You listen, them draws is 9 times out of 10, a man that starts to speak the love language of a woman in the dating market, like what Hubert would say, is when a man starts talking about marriage and commitment out the gate. Them draws get loose, body get moist,
tumbling down.
But saying I'm single and happily, but saying I'm single and open to a relationship isn't intentional. That's literally giving yourself out. What Bishop was saying, it's giving yourself out in the event that you get knee deep with this woman.
Let me explain.
Go ahead, Hubert. Go ahead.
Because guess what? That player dude that you're describing that man as doesn't care about what she says after the fact. He's just gonna tell her, shut up and get out. I got the next one here in rotation. I don't care about what you have to say.
Ask the women in the chat. I know we got we did a close. Ask the women, Hubert. Ask the women in the comments.
That's why they get duped.
Who are they more inclined to take their guard down with? Ask them. I'm telling you, just ask the women. They're gonna tell us the truth. Who are they more likely to take their guard down? It ain't the man that's saying I'm happily single and I'm open to a relationship. It's the man. It's the man that starts to talk about I'm intentional. And I don't want to be in these. I don't want to be in these single streets because I'm trying to look for my queen.
I think they make them
I'm looking for my queen.
My queen.
I think they make them wait longer, JB. Honestly,
let me say this one question, just slightly broader point here. One question, one statement. Ain't nothing hardly or unsexier to a woman than a man that's running up to her as soon as he meet her, talking about he dying to be in a relationship. Nothing. It's not valuable. Things are valuable when you have to work toward them and get them. They're valuable to you. When they're freely given, not valuable.
I don't know
He
about
must not have options. That's
Draw's
what
coming off.
in her head.
I don't
Draw's
know.
coming off.
Josh, we talked about this before. There is a time that you meet somebody immediately and you have a good feeling about them. Don't you ever talk about that before in your room, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Agree.
It's
Totally
not.
agree.
It's not. I agree with you 80% of that, Hubert, maybe even 90. But what about the 10%? Hubert, you've never met somebody and you're like, you know what? I'm mesmerized. Let me see what this is about. Say you have.
Day one.
It happened. No, Bishop, it happened. You know what that ended?
Huh?
Divorce court.
Oh, Jesus.
So you live and you learn.
You should have never
Yeah, and
asked.
listen, and Bishop, I'm not talking about men that's running up on women and saying, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. I'm speaking to the question, the code word that disarms women in the dating market, women that are looking for committed men, women that want to be married, is a man that's going to say the opposite of that statement. It's a man that's going to say, hey, I'm single, but I'm looking for a relationship. It's that man that women are going to be way more disarmed with initially, right? Than the man that says, I'm happily single and I'm open. Because she's still trying to figure you out. So she gonna be like, I don't know.
And that's
That's
why
all
I
I'm
said
saying.
don't do it. That's why I said don't do it, Josh. The open word, I'm open, is not a surety. But what you just said is more of an assurity. I'm ready for a relationship. That's why I said if a man say to you, and Bishop asked the third part of the question was, how should she proceed? I would say don't proceed or proceed with caution, because that open is not a positive.
What?
I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy, and I think it's honest when a man says how he feels, as opposed most play. Y'all talk about this play. The players ain't coming the route we think they coming. They gonna look like everything but a player.
But look, watch this. This is easy. Look, who's on the panel that's single? Nehemiah, mute your mic. Everybody else who's on the panel that's single, I got two questions for you. Are you happy? And are you open to a relationship?
And how many times they get in the draws and they get nowhere close to a relationship?
You ought to be happy and say, why wouldn't you be
Exactly.
Miserable
happy?
and single makes the
Why you
world.
got to be miserable? Why you can't be living your life? You know what I'm saying? And be a single man. Like why? So he got to show up. Cassius, he got to show up and say, I've been miserable. I'm miserable. I ain't got no woman.
No,
so
y'all
I
missing
need
my point. I'm not saying he's got to be miserable. I'm saying that the man who, to y'all's point, the man that is intentional, he won't say I'm single but looking for, or I'm single but open for. He's going to be intentionally in one bucket or the other. He's going to be intentionally in the I'm single, letting her know this ain't going to ever be more than a fling, or he's going to intentionally be in the bucket of I'm open to a relationship, I'm looking for one. I'm telling you right now, any man, no matter what y'all say to me, any man that is literally saying I'm single but open to a relationship, he may not even fully know that he running game. He may not even fully know that he ain't about nothing. I'm saying, to y'all's point, I don't disagree at all. To y'all's point, the intentional man, he won't be on straddle the fence. I'm happily single but open. He'll be, I'm looking for something, but I'm actively searching for something, or
what
he's
I'm saying is,
say, I'm good single.
But the intentional man, listen, that's what I'm saying is, for me, that's become a red flag. Then that man that's intentional, how is he intentional and he don't know you yet? That's a man who's looking for a job to
I
be
don't know
filled.
you.
Exactly.
And
So he's
saying I'm intentionally looking for a specific type of woman, not necessarily
even
that woman.
That's my point. And that's my point. And that man who's looking for a specific type of he's looking for. He already has the woman order filled out of what the job description is, and that woman and so the chances of a woman fitting that description and nothing more. This is when women get in relationships with a man because he wants to marry them and he's intentional and he's love bombing them from the top, and then they get in a relationship and realize that He don't want them to do things that they want. They can't have no friends. They can't go out and pursue their passions because she signed up for a job description, and instead of meeting a man who was like, hey, I want to get to know you, because a man that's trying to get to know a woman genuinely, it's not about the job description that he has set forth. He's just trying to connect with her. And so
you hear your voice, but you're frozen.
He
Listen,
still don't want to know. He still don't want to know what he want. You suggesting that he ain't gonna know what he want?
Go ahead, Cassius. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. You're suggesting that this man shouldn't know what he wants. The idea of being intentional is saying
he should know what he wants, but
I have an ideal woman in mind. I'm not saying it's you, Jane Doe, Billy, or Barbara.
So I'm gonna say
an ideal woman in mind. Let me get to know you and see if you fit.
And that's where I have a problem.
Wes, you have the last word because
I have a problem with an ideal woman. A woman that, other than the characteristics of empathy and compassion and all of these other kind of esoteric things, anything that gets very specific about a woman, I think you're going to always miss that. You're never going to find that woman if it's all about her fitting all of these different things and you don't have an open heart to a woman. Go ahead, Bishop.
No, I'm with you.
Listen,
I'm with you.
This has been so awesome tonight. Of course, we love the back and forth. Ladies, we hope that you was able to get some information and you were able to ride with us. This is Monday night, the men edition of When the Right One Come. Always some great jewels, some great nuggets from all of the brothers. They're always dropping some great things. It is curated by the visionary himself, Bishop Greg Davis. So first and foremost, we want to thank all of the fellas and you guys and those that are audience. Y'all keep it live as y'all continue to respond and comment. We want to share with you once again. Get the new book. Go to Greg Davis Show online.com or go to Bishop Greg Davis. And I'm telling you, man, let me tell y'all something. If you just go over there on that page, you're going to see so many great things. The book is over there. He's got new merchandise. When the Right One Come. For all y'all that watch this show, he's got new When the Right One Come merchandise over there. And then his other line, so he has two lines. His second line, Go With God, is also over there. He relaunched that back out. That's so phenomenal. So just go over to his page and just share. You ought to be following him on all platforms. Bishop Davis is on TikTok. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube. He's everywhere. So he should be following. Follow all of the fellas that's over on Instagram. Most of us on Instagram and Facebook. A few of us are on TikTok. So follow all of us. And listen, tonight, it's just been amazing. I was somewhere the other day, or on Saturday night, and to hear one of my good friends, Prophet Jordan, share, just how was important, Cassius, for us to undergird each other and support each other. And I had a young person ask me, when are we going to own our own thing? And I had to explain to them, we used to own so much. We owned our own little cities. We own in different places. We own business and stuff, but we support one another. That's how we're going to survive and make it. $1.7 trillion come through. And listen, our community, we got to undergird each other and hold each other up. You guys been rocking with us for over 2 years, and the continuation to do it tonight. We help out. We take care. Even Angelica is standing in for Melinda, but we take care of Angelica. But most importantly, it keeps When the Right One Come, the men edition, flowing every Monday night. And so I'm asking all of you all, if at least 20 of you guys would just say, you know what, I'm going to give a $20 an investment, not an offering, not a seed. I want to be a part of what's going to happen. This thing is blowing up. 2 years, there's no way. There's people on TV that has never lasted this long, and we've been going 2 years straight every Monday night. And so if just 20 of you all quickly would say, hit that Bishop Greg Davis 10 on Cash App, go to PayPal to contact Greg Davis at Gmail, go to Givelify, Greg Davis Ministry, Zelle, he has Greg Davis Show at Gmail, or Venmo, Greg Davis 1, and say, you know what, fellas, Bishop Greg, I love what you guys are doing each and every week. I set aside $20 every week just to be a part of and be a part of what's happening, our community, how we are strengthening. And there's so many people who say to me all the time, this show helps them in relationship. And so I want you all, if 20 of you guys will quickly go ahead and do it so that we won't lose out of time, but we appreciate it. We have to help each other, be a part of each other. This thing is big. Now we got And Bishop done moved into all kinds of merchandise. I can't wait. I want my bottle to say, when the right one comes. I want that one too. I want everything that Bishop got so we can support one another. Let's support Bishop Greg Davis and all the other brothers that are up here that's doing something great. Once again, fellas, we got another one in the bag. Bishop.
All right. Thank you, Regina. And if we could get 20 more people tonight as we get ready to close, it's been a great night. I didn't get a chance to do the last two questions because we always get stuck, seem like right before the end. But if you can,
I'm sorry, Bishop.
Oh no, no,
No,
you good. No. You good. No,
No, it's good.
no, it was good. Yeah.
Not
those,
accept your apology.
those of you all that would give, because I ain't got no more. I ain't got nothing left. I've just been yawning and everything. I drove almost 9 hours from Philadelphia today, so I was tired. If y'all would, please sow that seed tonight of support. Father, we love you and we thank you for those that have been a part of. We ask that you bless all of the brothers tonight, whatever they stand in need of tonight, collectively, individually, families. Bless their significant others. Bless, God, their children. And those that are single, God, keep us by your power. Thank you, God, for witty ideas and creativity upon everybody. These ladies and gentlemen that watch us week after week. Thank you, Lord, for consistency of 118 weeks. We don't take it for granted. The hundreds of people that tune in during the week and rewatch this. Bless them now in Jesus' name. Bless the gift and the giver that will give tonight. Amen. All right. Angelica, leave the giving information up for about 1 minute. If you all could sow tonight, I appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen. Next Monday. Peace out.
Thank you.
Good night, John boy.
As Bishop would say, go with God.
Go with God.
Go with God.
Blessings.
GWG.